The woman burns herself with a curling iron. Suddenly the kettle beside her starts shaking. She lifts the lid. A stack of cash shoots out. She burns herself again. The kettle spits out even more money. She can't believe it. She turns and kicks the table hard. The next second the kettle throws out another $400. Her boyfriend comes home and sees the mess. He thinks there's been a break-in, but she just hands him the kettle, then slaps him across the face. He's about to explode, but the kettle drops another stack of bills. He finally understands. Pain makes the kettle produce money. They test it again and again. The worse the pain, the more the money. So they decide to make $1 million. They hold their hands over the stove. They scream in agony, but the kettle spits money like crazy. The woman goes to a beauty salon to rip out her leg hair. The man gets a tooth pulled with no anesthesia. Their screams mix with the fountain of cash. They soon make 200 grand. They stuff the money into the toilet tank and go on a shopping spree. Their lives change completely. To learn the kettle's origin, they join an appraisal show and visit the library. They learn it's 2,000 years old, and every past owner met a tragic end. That night an Eastern man finds them at a party. He warns them to throw the kettle away. They ignore him. Late that night burglars break into their home. They take all the money, saying the kettle belongs to their family, but they don't want the kettle, only the cash it creates. Everything they worked for is stolen, and the kettle's money output collapses. To keep earning, they provoke tough guys at a bar to get beaten up. The kettle rattles wildly in the backpack. The Eastern man warns them again. The kettle will destroy them. They still refuse to let go. They begin using other people's pain to make money. Watching boxing matches. Watching women give birth. The kettle keeps working. Their wealth skyrockets. So does their greed. Until the woman tries to run over a homeless man. The man stops her. They fight. She storms out, almost gets hit by a car, and the kettle spews out a pile of cash. She realizes, heartache also makes money. So they sit and say the most hurtful things to each other. Cash flies everywhere, but when the hurt runs out, the kettle weakens. Desperate, the woman suggests kidnapping someone. The man panics. He grabs the kettle, sits on the windowsill, and threatens to jump unless she stops. She refuses. The next second he jumps with the kettle. Money blasts out like a storm. She runs downstairs, saves him in tears. They finally decide to hand over the kettle, but that night someone breaks in, steals it. They chase him to his place, only to find bodies after a shootout. The kettle lies in the corner, surrounded by scattered cash. In the end they give the kettle to the Eastern man. He sails out to sea, and sinks the cursed kettle into the ocean.